hey, can you like come here? No, just 1 second. Just come here. 1 second. I swear to God, I just want to introduce you to somebody. You're gonna love him. You're gonna love him. He's great. He's so cool. Oh my God, he's the best. Here, I'm gonna grab him for you. 1 second. Bort.
Who the hell are you?
Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. On this installment, let's take a look back at the cult noise rock band Cherubs. Forming in the early 90s in Austin, Texas, this group took the noise rock and alt metal scenes to the next level with their knack for catchy riffs and insistence on annoying their fans. To call it a tumultuous career might be lending too much credit to the band, as they had been through many breakups and reunions during their 30+ years together. Yet when it's all said and done, Cherubs has produced some fucking incredible music, and they still do so to this very day. I was lucky enough to see them play in Austin back in 2019, and I can confidently say it was one of the loudest shows that I've ever seen, but that is a story for a different time, because right now we're going to indoctrinate you into this noise rock cult. And the best way to do that is to check out the 2 albums and 3 individual tracks that I'm about to recommend to you right now. As always, we're going to start with the albums. The first Cherubs album you should be checking out is their 1994 release, Heroin Man. This was my introduction to Cherubs, and although it is abrasive and disorderly, I do think that it'll serve the perfect first look into their catalog if you're a new listener. In many ways, Heroin Man acts as a fuck you to the audience, as this thing is chock full of what I can only describe as goofs and gags. Ripping off the band-aid with the opening track is Stag Party, a song that literally has a busy phone tone looped in the background just to mess with you. Outside of their antics, this song is powerful as hell and larger than life, with skull-crushing riffs and unintelligible vocal yelps. Arguably one of their best songs, you simply can't go wrong with Stag Party. Then when you make your way to a track like Dave of the Moon, you're treated to a brooding, thumping tune that does a lot without doing much at all. What I mean by that is that the instrumental isn't insanely active or detailed, it's just a driven piece that holds its own throughout. The real star of the show is the vocal delivery, which does give off some Nirvana-y vibes during the belted hook. Eventually, you get the passionate song Venus Flytrap. Boiling over with reverb, it's amazing that you can hear any chord changes at all throughout the song through the blown out amps and pedals. With Venus Flytrap, Cherubs have a well-written song with an approachable structure, but decide it's best to drown out 95% of it with fuzz. They take the same approach with the final song that I like to touch on, Play-Doh. Once again, a solid foundation for a song that is decorated with a childlike sensibility, basically throwing on what they can and hoping that it sticks. Yet still, behind the wall of noise is a rather gorgeous piece of music. This concept is a common one throughout Heroin Man, so if you know that you like noise, then this is the record for you. And even if this isn't your forte, you should still give it a fighting shot. Next up, you can go ahead and spin their 2015 record, To Infinity. Now, some of you might disagree with me for this pick, but just hear me out. To Infinity is one of the best starting out point for new Cherubs listeners because it is the bridge between their vastly different eras. In so many words, this was their comeback record and their way of bringing their sound into the new world. The 6-minute cut Monkey Chow Mein exemplifies this perfectly. This is a mature, thought out, and well executed track that still feels and sounds like any old school Cherub song would. The band took the best of both worlds in order to craft such a deliberate and conscious cut, only solidifying their growth since the mid-90s. It's a sluggish slow burner, but it's a damn vibe too. If you were worried that Cherubs would lose their edge after so many years, let me put your mind at ease, because a song like We Buy Gold would be nothing without their hijinks. This is a boisterous punk cut that kinda sounds like shit in the most endearing way possible. They decided to bust out that classic early Cherubs production to bring the noise while still trying to keep it with the modern sound. It's a kick-ass tune with some bitchin' vocals, much like the grooving song Evil May Acre. To this day, Evil May Acre still features some of the best instrumental sections in all of the band's discography. I mean, that bass is gnarly as hell, the quasi-angular guitars will raise the hair on your arms, and the drums are pounded like crazy. Plus, those soaring vocals are sublimely mixed in with the disruptive instrumental. To Infinity might not end up being your favorite Cherubs release, but I'm pretty damn certain that you'll come to appreciate it after giving it a proper listen. That's it for the album, so now it's time for some tracks. The first Cherubs track to spin is Shoe Fly from their 1992 debut, Icing. This entire LP was just remastered and re-released like a month or two ago, so it's really your call on what version you want to listen to. I will say the original cover is very fucking offensive, so don't say that I didn't warn you. But no matter how you spin it, this is a rousing, kick-ass noise rock tune. Thumping all the way through, it's very hard not to nod your head along with its grainy grooves. It's also a great look at their early songwriting, as this doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it sure as hell does define Cherubs as a band. There are a bunch of great tracks from Icing, but I think Shoe Fly will be one of the first that you really latch onto. Next up, you should probably go ahead and check out the song Daisy from their 1996 compilation album, Short of Popular. You can also find this track under the name Daisy Poser from their 1993 single, Carjack Ferry. But let's not go and split hairs, because we have one of my all-time favorite Cherubs tracks right here. Perfectly mixing their noise rock style with a pop song structure, this track is kind of an anomaly. It's brooding during the verses, but fully wakes up during the hook with yelping vocals and more complete riffs. It's mixed and produced with a pop mindset, while the instruments try their hardest to be uninviting and cold. Yet I still do find Daisy to be one of the most accessible tracks to come off of this compilation that isn't a cover of another song. Finally, you're gonna have to listen to Suey Pig from Cherubs' latest LP, 2019's Immaculata High. Right off the bat, you're gonna love it or hate it just based on how messy the whole thing is. The mix is bleeding everywhere, leaking noise from every angle. It's all-consuming, with your one lifesaver being the rather elegant vocals that are laid down. It's a heavy, big chunk of music that is played with enough fuzz to rattle your brittle bones. And for a much newer song in their lengthy career, the entire performance is fucking great. Sometimes it is easy to write off the later material, but don't make that mistake when it comes to Suey Pig. And that is going to wrap up my video covering Cherubs. Links to all the albums and tracks discussed here will be located in the video description box below. Scroll down even further to the comments section where you can let me know if you liked any of the albums or tracks that I picked here. Maybe you are a long-time fan of Cherubs and you think that I completely butchered this list. That's fine. Go to the comments and let me know. You can also suggest any artists you'd like to see covered on this show. I do have a bit of a backlog built up. If I don't get to it right away, don't take it personally. I'm probably working on it. I do have a couple of good ones coming down the pipeline that you guys have suggested, so I'm very excited for them to see the light of day. And to be the first to find out about these new videos, you have to be subscribed to this channel. Not only does that help me out, but like I said, you'll be the first to know when new videos drop, whether they be So You're Interested In, which comes out every week, or other shows like Stacks of Wax, Where It's At, or The Variety Show. Lots of new stuff is in the works, so please be in the lookout. But yeah, that's gonna wrap everything up in a nice, neat bow, outside of my usual reminders for you to go out and support your local record store if you are able to, along with the local artists in your area, and, well, until I see you next time, happy listening.